What's up, warriors? How you guys doing? Today we're gonna talk about diets. A lot of people hear that word diet and they fucking cringe. They fucking just try to avoid it, because they think it's about depriving yourself. In my program, like I said, and a lot of people, not only in my program, but a lot of people, they get the misconception of when they hear the word diet, restriction, depriving yourself, going without, and it's not about that. It's not about that. So I'm here to clarify that shit. No foods are off limits. There is no foods that are off limits. Obviously there's healthier choices, but you could make it happen. It's just knowing how much to eat of it. It's about portion control. For many years, like I said, it's not about eating junk food and then that's going to get you fat. Moderation is the key here. Moderation, and knowing that, it's a numbers game. You have to hit a certain amount of numbers for your goals. Protein, carbs, and fat is going to be the way to get the fat off and build muscle. A lot of people are trying to outwork a bad diet. They think that it's, that it's not possible by eating, foods that they like. But the key here is that they just don't know how much of it. So that's the main key here, is portion control. That's why I can't express it enough. Nutrition is 80% of the results. And I want you guys to know that, you have to be more structured. You have to be aware of what foods you could eat, how much you could eat of that food. There's different options. There's different types of cheese. If you love cheese so much, you can get the low fat dressings as well. There's a lot of dressings that you could, it's just about doing more. It's just about doing the research, seeking knowledge of what you could, replace for this fucking sauce or this fucking meal that, you thought it was, unacceptable, that you couldn't have because it was just, you think that it's gonna hurt you, but if you go and do the research, if you know what you're doing, you could make all your meals, tasteful, joyful. It's just people don't want to do nothing. That's the problem. They don't want to do nothing, and a lot of them, they just don't know where to start. They don't know what their macros are. How much protein, carbs, and fat they need to consume a day. At the end of the day, it's all about, calories in, calories out. It's how much you eat. If you're gonna cut, obviously you gotta eat a little less. If you're gonna, bulk, if you're gonna add some more size to your physique, obviously you gotta eat more. That's just how it works. People don't understand that, it's just more than just eating chicken and rice. A lot of people, they come into my program there and I send them a list of foods. They're like, fuck girl, I eat everything on this list, but I don't see results. And I'm like, okay, cool. What's the breakdown? How much of it do you eat? And they're like, oh, fuck, I don't know. I just eat it. I go, well, that's the problem, that you're just eating it. It's not about just eating chicken and rice, tilapia, ground turkey. You have to, it's a numbers game. You have to hit your numbers. You have a target to hit. We have the data that we have to gather and see what the body does, see if you lost, see if you gain, then we adjust. It's not just going in there and assuming and guessing. A lot of people are guessing, that's the problem with, they're guessing. They think that, hey, you know what? This is, I think this is healthy. So, this is what's going to get me to where I want to be. And let me tell you, it does not work like that, And what I need you guys to understand is that when you go into a, weight loss journey, or you want to build muscle and you don't know where to start, it's all going to be with the nutrition. That's going to be the key to change the way your body looks, to get the fat off. It's not necessarily going to be how hard you go in the gym. That plays a role, but you could go as hard as you want at the gym and eat like shit, and then you're not going to change, because like I said, I did it for a lot of years, and nothing changed until I changed my nutrition. And it's, like I said, it's not about taking away food. It's not about removing carbs. It's not about, not having no carbs. It's not about, taking all the fat down. It's not about depriving yourself. It's about knowing how much of it to eat and then go from there. There's a lot of people that they do that extra work and that's why they get the results, because they make it a lifestyle, and they're just more in tune with what they could be eating, what their body is more used to eating, and what they could, it's long view, so you have to create meals that you're going to be able to eat for a long time. A lot of people, that's where they crack. They want to go from 0 to 100 real quick. They want to just eat so fucking strict, and you're gonna get tired, you're gonna get burned out. So the key here is finding what works for you, which is, there's a lot of options there. Like I said, it's just doing the extra research. But obviously you need the foundation, you need the blueprint, you need your numbers. You have to hit your numbers. Then from there, the next task that you have is just finding and putting the foods together how you like, going and buying the sauces with low calories, the ingredients that are not so high in fat. Same thing with what you cook your food in. A lot of people, they just go buy canola oil, which that's the worst. There's other options. There's olive oil, there's coconut oil. It's just many options that, a lot of people ain't aware of. A lot of people are just used to just, having the same structure, habits that they were instilled in them when they were growing up, cooking with a lot of oil, a lot of just high amounts of, fat. And that's what's hurting us. It's hurting us because we do not know how to eat. We just eat too much of a certain nutrient, which is in our reality, like I had it all backwards. High carbs, high fats, not enough protein. We had it all backwards, and a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people, when you sit there and talk, and the ones that hop on the program, once they start tracking their food and start realizing how they were eating, they'll be blown away, of how bad they were eating. And all that is gonna, comes with a lot of health issues that, we create by the way that we eat, by the way that we treat our body. And like I said, I'm gonna push that agenda, because nutrition is key. Nutrition is 80% of the results that we want to not only look better, but feel better. That's the key here, is feeling better. A lot of people, not everybody's gonna come in here, wanting a six pack. Not everybody in here is gonna be like, oh, well, I wanna fucking be a bodybuilder. It's not about that. A lot of people, they're just sick of how they feel. They feel like shit, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, pre-diabetics, and all that stems from the way that we eat, straight up, So once you realize that, we check that, we make sure that we know what you're doing, and then make it a lifestyle, So we just gotta run that motherfucker in. Let's go.